All right, welcome everybody. You know what? Today is actually a really exciting day. As you can probably see in the background here, I'm not in my usual office. And for the first time, I'm actually recording this as I'm just about to get onto a flight on my way back from a business trip. So last week, if you guys were watching, listening, or if you went to my blog or saw my blog post, you'll notice that I did a big segment on fire and how to really get that fire back in your belly for salespeople. And my guest today, Nick, was actually the gentleman that started that conversation for me.
Welcome to the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly.
So Nick, thanks for being here, my friend.
It's great to be talking to you, man. I love the subject matter and passionate about sales, so it's a great conversation to have.
So, I mean, you know what? Let's dive right in, my friend. What does a high performance mentality in sales mean to you?
So I always look at high performance saying, what's your plan? How are you going to achieve it? What are the actions and where are the outcomes?
You know, hypothetical, there's a salesperson watching right now that says, okay, I obviously want to become high performing because it's, better for me, better for my family, better for me monetarily, live a good life, all the above, achieve that personal freedom that everybody really strives for. Where would they start?
Okay, so I guess the key thing would be is you're already selling and you're already enjoying sales. You maybe just have got a bit stale. Over time you've had a few rejections. Over time you've got to the point where you're going, another year in sales, am I going to keep doing this? That's where you've got to map out what is it you want to achieve. So like you said, are you doing it for your family? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it to hit your quota? Are you doing it to move in the business? Are you doing it to move into upper management? Work out what it is and find your why. And I know we hear this all the time, but once you establish that why, the how and the what become a little bit easier. What will I need to do differently that I'm not doing now, right? Because it's like the old adage, if I do exactly as I'm doing today and expect a different result, that's the definition of insanity. I'm not going to be able to achieve that. So what am I going to do differently? And then once you map that out on paper and you say, right, as a salesperson, I'm making X amount of calls per week. My conversion ratio is, say, around 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. If I increase that to 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, what am I going to do differently? How am I going to map that out? So I'm going to have better calls. I'm going to have better conversations. And look, I tell you this one, Dan, I'll give us one away for free, mate. I posted one recently, and it was this tip. When you end an email, when you're sent out to a prospect or you're looking for someone to come back to you urgently, you end that email with, I look forward to your direction. And what that does is it takes the ball out of your court, puts it directly into their court, and you're now empowering them to come back to you.
I love that, how you end that email. Because, everybody would normally say, I look forward to hearing from you, or I look forward to your direction. I really like that. That really empowers the individual that you're sending the email to.
Yeah, we went through a process of looking at I look at the cognitive behavior a lot around a lot of the work that I do around the psychology behind the sell, I call it. And if you say, I await your direction, you're actually telling the person you're happy to wait. Have you thought about that?
No, that makes a lot of sense, though.
I had a guy say to me he'd been chasing a prospect for about 6 months, looking for a signed contract. So the deal was done. It just needed the contract, right? 6 months. I said, put it in the email body, put in there, I look forward to your direction, kind regards, whatever you want to sign off at the bottom, that's fine, but put in, I look forward to your direction. Within 16 hours, he had a response to an email that he'd been chasing for 6 months. It really does work.
Wow, I like that. Okay, so let's play with this a bit. Give me some more. What else do you got?
So here we go. So I look forward to your direction is one thing, but I'm looking to set up a meeting with someone. So what do I tend to do? I tend to say, well, how does Monday next week work for you? You're opening up directly for the prospect or the opportunity to be able to turn around and say, it's not a good day for me, we can't make that happen. Even like you and I, we're working through a few days to get this done, right? But once you say, hey, I'm available Monday through to Friday, or I'm available Monday through to Wednesday, between 10 and 3, which one works for you? I'm now showing you I'm a busy man. I'm now showing you that my time's important as well, and we need to work out the time that's going to work for both of us.
Okay, and how do you find that differs from a response rate or a connection, as an establishment of a time rate?
Well, from a conversion point of view, what I see a lot of salespeople do is they will change their approach to setting the meeting to work for the prospect on a regular basis. I want to remind everyone right now, you are worth an hourly rate. And if you keep on going over your time frame, trying to catch up with the prospect, pushing it out, pushing the sales out, you're lowering your hourly rate and you're lowering your worth.
I love that. So strategically why I asked you that, so we talk about strategy when it comes to high performers, is because I wanted to actually see how in line we were when it came to, I'm a sales trainer. I've been in sales for 25 years. I've sold hundreds of millions of dollars in goods and services and all, blah, 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 all the credentials, all the above. And I usually say to people, okay, so you give 2 to 3 days and you give 2 to 3 times. So we're really in line there. I never thought about the end where I look forward to your direction. I'm going to use that actually. So I'm going to glean that from you right now. And I'm telling everybody.
I'm one of those people that say, is my time worth, $1 an hour? Is my time worth $10 an hour? Is my time worth $1,000 an hour? You have to work out that you're worth something. To go and see someone, you've got to chase them and appreciate that if you keep chasing them too much, you're wasting your time. And time these days is so important to us. Now, this will excite you. And this is what I say to everyone in sales land. People want to be walked through a process. All right, let's make that really clear. It is not about working and asking some questions to get a response. I use a thing called landmark questions. Here's another giveaway. Using landmark questions mean if the conversation goes off track somehow, some way, I've got 5 landmark questions that bring me back on track with the customer. What I mean by that is this. Here's one. So the prospect's talking away and we've now got off track and they're talking about cost and price and that sort of thing. I ask a question, I say, what is the impact of not making a decision to do something? And straight away they come back to, yeah, you're right, actually, yeah, if we keep doing this, we're going to get the same result. See, most people know what their problem is, but they're not sure how to work through sorting out their own problem. And that's what as salespeople we should be doing, is walking through, providing a solution that means they can sort out their own problem for them.
I like that. So do everyone a favor that's listening to this right now. Share with them some other questions that they can ask in a general sense that'll help drive that value home. So how do we ask questions that don't come from the business, but come from, KPIs, from what they need to solve?
Okay. The biggest thing for me with this is research. Go online, Google the shit out of what's going on with that business so you understand the kind of questions to ask. Don't go in there and ask the guy what he had for dinner. Don't go in and ask the lady what dress she's wearing. Don't comment on his shoes. That's all old sales mentality stuff, right? We're modern day salespeople. We're going to go in as the modern majors and we're going to find out what's going on the website. We're going to find a challenge that relates to their business, and then we're going to ask questions about that, because that's the point of difference between you and every other schmuck that walked in the door and ask questions like, hey, how can I help you with your problem? Well, if you don't know, I don't know, so we can't sort it. You know what I mean?
Can I challenge you on something there, and more of a friendly challenge? So I hear what you're saying, and I agree. And I know there's going to be a lot of salespeople out there saying, yeah, I know Nick, but you know what? What if I do 20 minutes of research and this guy tells me he's not interested?
But my advice would be, every person that has some kind of need in life is going to be looking for a solution. So all we need to do is find the right type of options that meet that solution, or find in our product suite what meets that solution, and we're going to start a pretty good conversation. Do you agree?
Conceptually, that makes sense to me, what you're talking about, because it's, in any sector, it's the same thing. It's over and over again. It's like, we as sales, it's people. It's not the commodity. It's not the service. It's people. You need to understand people. You need to understand their psychology. You need to understand, what's on their agenda, what's on their plate. Sometimes when we make sales calls, it's not the right time. I spent hours and hours and hours sending surveys out to customers and prospects. And one of the questions was, what's the best time for you to receive a cold call? Right? Because for us, salespeople, that's kind of gold, my friend. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So we went back, and 98% of the respondents said between 10 and 12 p.m. because they've had time for the morning escalation to kind of slow down, and it's just before lunch. I was like, okay, to me, that's gold. And if I take that and I take the other little key components and strategies and everything that are going along with it, all of a sudden you've got a pretty darn good sales process on it.
And Dan, I love that, mate. And that's your experiences coming through, right? And one of the things I've found from my experience is, if you sit down with someone, the very first question, if you want a landmark question, map it out, should be, how much time have I got with you? Now, I know this sounds really strange, but most salespeople aren't willing to ask, how much time have I got with you? because they're scared that the client's going to turn around and say, oh, you've got 15 minutes start now, go, right? If you use that question properly, what it does is it shows how the meeting's going to flow and go. If I've only got 15 minutes, I've got to present well, but not present everything all at once. If I've got an hour, I'm going to be able to work through more information. But if I try and just do this without having an understanding of how much time I've got with the person, I'm going to fall over.
I love that. I love that question, because now you, even at that, if the prospect says 5 minutes and you kind of, you got 5 minutes to make your point. If they say a minute, you better go, brother. You better go.
You got to go, brother. You got to go, yeah. I want to give you something with that, Dan, and everyone out there in sales land, because this is really important. So you walked in the door. You're meeting the customer prospect for the first time, right? If you ask, how much time have I got with you? I will bet my ass most of you will get half an hour as a response. Challenge me on that, Dan. I guarantee it. When you don't ask, you've got like 10 to 15 minutes. When you do ask, you've got half an hour, because most people won't give you an hour. They're not willing to give you a full lunch break, but they're willing to give you half of the time that they'll allocate to that, which I find really interesting. And it's a good cognitive behavior to learn this one. You walk in, you don't say, I've got half an hour with you. You say, how long have we got to go through this morning? I really want to cover a few things. How long have we got? And they'll go, look, how about we kick off now? We've got half an hour from now. Guarantee it.
Okay. I'm going to do that. Actually, I've got a call coming up tomorrow. It's the first question I'm going to ask. That's awesome.
And again, Dan, if you get the wrong time and they say you've got 5 minutes, what would you do? Your advice, you would say, look, hey, I can see this is not good for you for this time right now. It's going to take a little more than 5 minutes. Can we do 15 minutes? Can we do half an hour? Or should I reschedule the appointment? See what I'm doing there? Can we do 15? Can we do half an hour? I'm going to reschedule the appointments. Now, again, have your 15-minute elevator pitch. Have your half an hour mini proposal. Work out that you've got to have a strategy in place to know how to pitch it and how to get the information across, so you don't just go in there and lead from your business.
Those are fantastic points, Nick. You know what? I love your approach to it. I really do. I think you and I are going to have many, many, many more conversations. I'm sorry I have to cut this short because I'm actually about to board my plane now. But, is there any closing thoughts you want to share with everybody out there, or anything that you feel, from a fire in your belly? Here. So here, what do we got? We got, I got 4 minutes before people are going to start yelling at me. So, yeah.
Here's my close on this. Fire in the belly, all right? To maintain fire in the belly, you have to really understand your why. You have to really understand what it is you want. I'm as passionate as sales, as you can tell, 20 years ago as I used to be when I first was in retail sales, right? I love selling. The reason I love selling is it's people dealing with people, and it's offering a solution to someone that needs a solution. So here's the thing. Right the first time consulting is about getting things right the first time. I hear people say all the time, you won't get it right the first time. Erase that quote from your memory now. Lay out a plan, work out what it is you need to do to get it right the first time. And when you start making more money, when you start making more sales, when you start getting more of what you want, trust me, your belly's going to burn. The fire is going to be burning brightly in your belly, right? That's sales.
I love that, my friend. Thank you so much. That's a great way to end it. High energy. Love it.
Thanks, Dan. I really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, Nick. Will you take care, my friend? And you know what? We are definitely going to be scheduling that hour in. Definitely.
All right. Brilliant, mate.